I'm going to start off with the easy part of the whole remodeling project. And that's the outside expansion, all new construction. Been a tough winter to get started, but things are thawing out a little bit and making a lot of progress. So we're under roof, got the walls. This corner will be the new street side entrance to Park Street and our outdoor cafe seating area. Beyond that are the new restrooms, and beyond that's our new cheese department and our new kitchen. So why don't we go inside now, talk about keeping a business open and remodeling every foot of it, which is quite the challenge. The project's divided into 5 phases. So every phase you essentially rebuild the store, reconfigure it, try to make it operational while losing 5,000 square feet at a time. We've made use of every square foot. We've taken the lobby area that's normally just carts, and that's our paper section now. This current week we're actually between phases. We finished phase 2, so walls come down and walls go up for phase 3. So even today they're constructing the walls for the next phase. It'll be walled off as a construction site starting tomorrow. Again, we have to touch every square foot of this store, so at some point everything's in a phase. So we'll go in a little further here. Yeah, this wasn't here a week ago. This was kind of our merchandising area to start with. We've had pasta in it before, and now it's our haba area that we had to move out to make room for our lines for our customers leaving the building, checking out. As we go into produce, this used to be the organic section, and we've taken those cases out. We had to move the organic, and this is the only spot left for the cereal. So there's cereal there. This phase is coming up. It'll be in phase 4 that we do all of produce, so that's going to be another challenge of where we're going to put produce for 7 weeks, every phase about 6-7 weeks, but we've got a plan that we're going to take over another area, and so we'll be moving them out of this area. Right here you're starting to see a really obvious before and after. We have all the dairy is getting remodeled, but we captured half of it in the phase 2. And new tile, old tile, new cases, old cases. A huge goal with this project is to upgrade efficiencies, get more efficient equipment, upgrade very dated 20-year-old compressors, and at every opportunity we've added doors to coolers for more energy efficiency. The next phase encompasses beverage, so we lose all the cold beverage cases. So we've got creative here, and we've taken some of the new dairy cases, some of the old meat cases, and created a cold beverage area. So you can stop and get milk and beer in one aisle. So this will be here for the next 7 weeks. Just this past week, we've taken down a wall that encompassed this phase 2 area, which was a big kind of box, 5,000 square feet. Again, you can kind of see that before and after. But if you cross over to here, you can see new area, completely repainted, the efficient LED lighting, and we've got brand new freezer cases here. We've had to get creative, and we lose our bread aisle this week, so we've got bread down the frozen food aisle. Again, this is some of our new equipment, our new grocery shelves. A lot of this product doesn't have to move again. It's in its final spot, so everybody's happy about that. The thing about this remodeling is moving our co-op mural. This mural was originally in the front of the store, and it was kind of across the corner. It didn't have a very good vantage point, and so it's remodeled. We were able to get it on one continuous length there, so you can kind of see the whole history, and it just surprisingly is the best it's ever looked. I think the background, the colors, and being able to see the whole story there. So what we see here, we're starting to get the end of this remodel, and there'll be a wall there tomorrow. But this is the part of the store that starts connecting with the new addition that you saw outside. So we've tried to lower the shelving here, nothing over 60 inches, and everything from here over will be not higher than that. So once you get here, you'll be able to see the kitchen, people preparing food. You'll see the cheese department, wine department. The windows will be from outside. They'll tie in. You can see out to the street. And so this will be a pretty exciting area. Phase 3, scheduled to open sometime in May, probably the second or third week of May. And so because we're still what a construction zone looks like and what's all required, this is really converting over to a construction zone today. This was the old frozen foods. We have to have all that taken out. Everything from here forward has to be out of the store by the end of Tuesday, because
got till tomorrow night.
We got till tomorrow night to clear all this out. But we're working on that. People are working overnight, working very hard. But again, electricians, people are moving right in to start the work in this section. What I can tell you about this area is once we take these cases out, they'll start removing tile. And then actually, when they get enough of the outside addition built, they'll be knocking down this wall, and they'll start connecting the old and the new. And so that'll be pretty exciting when we see that breakthrough on the wall and start seeing the new area and how it's going to look connect. This is our new prepared foods deli case. We've got our fresh pastas and sauces. There's some bakery items on top because again we're kind of pressed for space, but and this is all operating on our new systems. So we have operating both systems right now with the old and the new, but we'll get to a point where we have everything on the new systems, and then we'll decommission the 20-year-old rack system. One thing is much as you see up here, it's kind of like the tip of an iceberg. There's a whole bunch going on behind the scenes that staff are working around, an upgrade of just every system, every electrical system. We've had steel upgrades. We've had to add support for some of the weights we're putting on the roof. So there's been steel upgrades. So we are moving everything from an outside rack system and multiple units on the roof into one efficient system that we're building in the basement, the Hanover store. Here's the warehouse back room / construction site / storage. We got shelving, we've got condensing coils, things that are appearing on site that are getting staged for their installation. You'll see as we keep operating the old systems, we got to build new systems, so all new wiring, all new piping, all new refrigeration, all new controls. We've had to add a steel. We've had to knock out walls to put steel in. There's multiple places where we've had to add support for the floor. We'll come back and we'll look at some new systems back here. These are all new electrical panels. This is the panel that's going to control all the lighting. So again, we'll gain these efficiencies in not having areas lit when they don't need to be. Everything will be computerized according to time of year, day, holidays, so that we can gain every bit of energy efficiency that's available. So all this has had to be rewired in, and this is just lighting that's coming in, and this was from multiple add-on units over the years, and now we're kind of putting those all in one place and getting some controls on them. We'll go over to the new rack area. Here's our new refrigeration area, the new compressor. We haven't built the room yet. When this is all done, a wall will go up. It'll contain some of this noise. But so what we have here is we have a low temp system that runs all the freezers. It's online now. And we have a medium temp, and that runs everything else in the store, the dairy cases, the beverage cases, and so we've been bringing that online as well. One thing, because we're touching so much of this building, that everything has to be brought up to code. So anything that's found, we try to do a pretty thorough assessment before we went in, but there's always those things that we keep finding. One was our oil tanks for our boiler. We have to have containment type of system, so we've had to replace those. So these are the old ones on their way out. We'll show you some of the new ones inside the boiler room. So this is had been a major upgrade in this room, and there's the new oil tanks that I was telling you about. We had a lot of asbestos in this building, so we had to do a major abatement. This entire ceiling, all these pipes coated with asbestos. We had to go through a phase in each one where it's just hazardous material. We create a bio system that they can control all the atmosphere in there to do the tile removal and any asbestos that's in the area. So the whole building is getting rid of all the asbestos in the building. One thing we aren't replacing, we bought a new boiler only about 5 years ago, so it's still under warranty, so we're keeping that. The other thing is these electrical panels. These were huge, and all this stuff, this is all new, but we had to upgrade this panel, and this panel required us to have a period of a day where they had to actually shut things down for several hours, and we had to go in generators for a day and run off generators, run the whole system while they did the work, and then the next day we had to again back it off and go back on the grid. We had to pick a day, and the day we picked this year, we happened to pick out all this planning and huge amount of coordination, was the coldest day of the winter. It was 29 degrees below, and that particular morning we couldn't get the generators started, so it was quite the drill that day. We finally got the generators started. We were able to bring the store up. We were just a couple hours late in opening the store, but great coordination, great people working together, pulling everything together. So you can just see a huge amount of work in here. Other thing, all the new fire panels, all the alarms, that all had to be upgraded. Our actually other one was we couldn't get parts for it anymore. It was so obsolete. We were just under the wire. We had to do this ahead of its normal schedule because this one just wasn't going to make it till the normal scheduled time. So we put in the new system, and so the whole store is under a new fire alarm system. One thing is interesting in this also, now the new code on fire sprinklers says that any sprinkler that's over 50 years of age, you need to test 10% and get a pass rate, or you need to replace them all. So right now we're looking at about $12,000 to replace the sprinkler heads at about $48 a unit. So that's another little kind of surprise. Here's another thing. But the building's over 50 years old. So things going on in the boiler room. One other thing I did forget about down here is that I want to talk about is we have bought a heat recovery system because the units are in the store, and what that's going to enable us to do is recover some heat. And during the winter months, this is not a real comfortable area for staff to work in. But we're going to have these two big units, one that sits in the other corner of the basement, and it's going to be free heat off of there. Should get this work environment much more comfortable for the staff. And the other unit's going to hang above the stairwell, which will help in the receiving area that has the doors opening, closing a lot, and it's very cold in the winter. So that's, everybody should next winter notice a huge improvement with that. And so we did invest the money, but it was for comfort of staff. Yep. This whole area was a service desk area, and it took up a lot of room. We moved it once, and we moved it again. So from this entire area, we've got the service desk down to, used to be their closet, and so they're making it work. So we got some space upstairs for them for some of the work, and some of the work we just this week moved their computer and everything down here to take care of immediate questions or some customers' needs there. So this is pretty typical beginning of a phase day. You got drywall company putting up the temporary walls and dividers. They will do half of the phase 3 wall, and then tomorrow they'll come back and do the rest that is on the back corner of the store. And then this will be our space for the next 7 weeks, and they're going to be remodeling the space in there. you know, that first phase was essentially, that was the kind of the original footprint of the store when we were back there. And I kept telling that story. This is what we originally worked with. You know, right now we're in the 93 edition that was added on. The 84 is back in the produce area. And so now we're at the 2015. And so co-op's growing, it's getting better. Appreciate all the work's done ahead of us. But it's still a great store, and we're just going to upgrade it and get it ready for the next 20 years. I think it's going to feel good. People were worried in the beginning, oh, you're going to expand it. We like the cozy feel. That's still here, believe me. It's here, and we've tried to. It should be warmer, and also people like to socialize a lot in the store, and we run into people. You know, we'll have a small area where people can get together and have a cup of coffee, catch up on their lives, and I think they're really going to enjoy that aspect a lot of the store. One thing that's been really remarkable during this whole thing, and it would only be possible if we didn't have the staff that we have right now, and over our members are commenting about how much they appreciate the remodeling, but overwhelmingly they appreciate the staff and how upbeat they've been and how helpful they've been, and everybody's truly excited. It works both ways. Members are excited, we're excited, they get excited, and they tackle every challenge, and believe me, I throw a lot of them at them on an hourly basis some days. And everybody says, we'll get it done. And so that's what makes this possible. It's the staff.
Okay, you got it? Got it.
Okay.
Back to work.
Okay.